Rattlesnakes. That's a good rattlesnake right there. No head, no tail. Yeah. The only kind I like. The dead one. Bridget the midget had some string around her head and we had to get it out. And these guys said, nope, we're out of here. Roped her, lost her, ran after her for about 10 minutes, and then got her back. Trip her with the rope, get her down, and then take my knife out to get the string out. Man, that thing was on there tight. And she says, you guys did too easy, I'm out of here. And I said, nope, you're coming down again. And I pulled all the shit out of her and took her back down. Done taking the string off, but she decides I'm done with this, and I don't blame her, but we still have to get the rope off her neck. And that really pissed her off, so she starts attacking me here, and just starts ramming me. We'll take it off. No more rope. Job well done.
Hey guys, it's me. By now we have all seen the footage that Cyril posted today about him wrestling the mini cow and almost losing. But I have some footage you haven't seen yet and that Cyril doesn't know exists. Remember at the start of this, like 3 days in, when Falcon got away from him on the road? You want to know what happened again on May 11th? Thank you, Snapchat, for date and time stamped filters. We were told that this man got a call at 7 a.m. saying there were horses loose on the highway. And he was the only person in the area with horses, so his neighbor who saw them thought they were his. But they were not his. They were Falcon and old Pete. He let them come back to his ranch to get a little break and some food and water. I'm not gonna lie, Falcon is looking a little better weight-wise. It's not the highest quality footage, but I don't hate what I see here, so... He seems to have been resting him a lot, and maybe it's doing something good. So, you know, small win. And I want to point out, too, it does look like Pete is not as sway-backed as he looked in that one shot where he was getting his feet done. I don't hate this. But again, it's not the highest quality, so we take what we can get, though. I am a little curious to know what grain he's feeding, if this is supposed to be for even just one of those horses. I'm really hoping this is just one serving for one of the horses and not supposed to be for both. Because what does that look like to us horse people? Maybe a scoop? That's it? For the level of work these horses are putting in, that better be some high-ass quality food. And not just some random grain he got from a feed store. And can we just watch this interaction between Cyril and Falcon really quick? So that was right after he was caught early that morning. And can I just say that, like, if I had came across this video of another horse person, like a real horse person, and I saw this exchange and I knew that it was them, that they had, like, just caught their horse after they ran off, like, I would actually sympathize with the horse person. Because, let's face it, we have all had horses run off in really inopportune times. And then when we finally catch them, sometimes with the help of other people, they're total dicks about it. So again, if I had seen that little clip, I'd been like, oh my god, his horse just got away from him. Look at him being such an asshole now that he's caught. But because I know who that is and what that horse has been through, I can only imagine how frustrating it is for Falcon to maybe think for a moment that he was going to be done with this nonsense and get away from Cyril. Because several people who have been around Cyril while he's been around Falcon have noted that that horse does not like him. It wouldn't surprise me if every chance he got, he tried to make a break for it. That's just my opinion on the matter. You can think what you want about this footage. As far as updates go, we know that he's still in Texas and that's about it. Hopefully this stops soon.
Remember on May 11th when the Daily Beast published this article. Now Insider decided to follow suit. Insider published an article about Cyril Bertheau, man riding cross-country on horseback, responds to critics who say he's abusing his horse. Cyril Bertheau, 24, purchased a horse on Craigslist and is riding it from Austin to Seattle. His viral journey has stirred anger among the equestrian community, which is concerned about his horse's welfare. Bertheau declined to answer questions about his horse's health and complained about busybodies. A Texas man who has gone viral for his plan to ride on horseback from Texas to Washington dismissed criticism from equestrian experts, who want him to get off his high horse and address health concerns about his steed. Cyril Bertheau, 24, purchased a horse on Craigslist and charted a path from Austin to Seattle, planning to make the 2,300-mile journey in 100 days. After a send-off with extensive media coverage in April, Bertheau promised to keep his followers updated about his journey on Instagram and TikTok. He chose the handle, 2raw2ride. He also set up accounts on Venmo and Cash App. He said any donations will go to beer. But shortly after his journey began, he started seeing comments on those social media accounts from people concerned about the welfare of his horse, Shiok. A petition launched earlier this month accused Bertheau of horse abuse and demanded he quit his journey. Cuculane O'Reilly, the founder of the Long Riders Guild, for instance, is convinced Bertheau did not prepare enough for his journey. Many long riders and their horses take many months, if not a year or two, to prepare for trips like the one Bertheau is on. Any authentic long rider knows that just because you buy it, doesn't mean the horse is ready for the road, O'Reilly told Insider by email. This is an act which reveals the magnitude of Bertheau's equestrian travel ignorance. Reached by Insider for comment, Bertheau did not elaborate on how long he trained with Shiok prior to departure, what that training consisted of, or how much hay and grain he has been feeding the horse daily. Bertheau also declined to answer questions about how he selected his horse, his travel route, and his 100-day timeline. Me and my horses are being supported remotely by a team and all my horses' needs are being met and carefully monitored continuously, Bertheau told Insider in an emailed statement. Not everything I've done is perfect, but horse well-being is my #1 priority and I'll do anything needed to complete my journey safely. Bertheau did not elaborate on who his team consists of, nor did he answer questions about his previous equestrian experience. These accusations are so ridiculous that I will not explain myself, as I only share content on social media for the people who support me either online or in person and enjoy my story and the adventures I encounter on a daily basis, Bertheau told Insider by email, adding that he's been harassed, threatened, and even physically confronted. He said the incidents were fueled by these critics and creators that claim they want to help and care about horse welfare. Bertheau declined to share details or records from his veterinarian visits with Insider, dismissing the concerns and complaints he's received as coming from busybodies who pretend to care. Bertheau previously told the Daily Beast that Shiok is not injured and has been cleared by vets 3 times already. There is a stark contrast between horse people I meet in person, cattle ranchers, ranch cowboys, rodeo cowboys, whom I have had overwhelming support from and have seen my horse's condition in person, as opposed to the online horse community, who go off incomplete information and often entirely made up facts, Bertheau told Insider by email. A Texas rancher who hosted Bertheau and Shiok for a few days early in their journey, however, told the Daily Beast that Bertheau has no idea what he's doing. He didn't feed his horse while he was here, the rancher told the outlet, adding that they gave Shiok some of their own feed, for which Bertheau did not reimburse them. His horse is hurt, and his horse hates him. I watched that horse walk away from him, but when I went out there, he walked up to me. The rancher shared photos and video taken of the horse with Barbara Godwin, who runs an online publication called Horse and Rider Living. Godwin shared those with Insider. She said they don't show an emaciated horse, not yet, but that Shiok's legs were swollen, he had lacerations, and he appeared tender to the touch on his back. I seriously believe Bertheau is doing this ride solely for publicity and fame without regard for his horse, Godwin told Insider. Godwin noted that photos only show part of the story, and it's difficult to assess an animal without seeing it in person. Aviva Vincent, a veterinary social worker at Syracuse University, echoed that sentiment. Pictures don't do justice to actually understand what is going on in the anatomy of the horse or the comfort, Vincent told Insider, adding that the relationship between Bertheau and Shiok is important. He says early on, in one of his videos, that his family has this idea around everybody has to take up a challenge, and this was his, and he is destined for this. If that is true, that's very, very meaningful. What then is the role of the horse? Vincent said, if the horse is just the vehicle to get from point to point, it is not ethical because the horse doesn't have any choice in that participation and what that looks like. The Daily Beast reported that Bertheau, who appears on his social media clad in chaps, spurs, and a cowboy hat, may be planning to sell footage of his trip to streamers like Netflix and also may be planning to sell his horse. A recent, cinematic video begins with a close-up of Bertheau's face. The camera then slowly zooms out revealing Bertheau riding one horse and leading a second one, which he told the Daily Beast was a pack horse used to carry supplies. He declined to answer questions from Insider about whether he intended to sell the footage or his story. When asked by the Daily Beast about hearing offers to sell his horse, he said, "I'm not going to say yes, and I'm not going to say no." O'Reilly told Insider that Bertheau had set off on a mute equine victim, and that horse-loving Americans are justified in expressing alarm at this unfolding tragedy. Bertheau isn't the first uninformed egotistical fool that has put a horse's life in danger, O'Reilly said. But that doesn't mean his arrogance and ego should automatically allow him to abuse a horse from Austin to Seattle.